We are live from the University of Ibadan, where AAU TV is covering the pedagogical leadership training in Africa, hosted by the University of Ibadan, but organized by PASGA. And PASGA is Partnership for African Social and Governance Research. And as part of our coverage, we are privileged to host one of our great academics in theater art. Don't forget that you can join the conversation via our social media platforms, Association of African Universities on Facebook, and AAU_67 on Twitter. We'll go for a break, and when we return, I will let you know my guest and the topic for discussion. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the break. If you just tuned in, you are watching AAU TV, and we are live from Ibadan, University of Ibadan, Nigeria, and we are just having a special session of AAU Talks, and we are privileged to have Dr. Norbert Oyibo Eze, and he is a former head of Department of Theater Art, University of Nigeria in Nsukka, and we are discussing the relevance of theater art, or the role or place of theater art in Africa's development. Doc, you say we shouldn't call you prof or dog. I get it. All right. So Norbert, you are welcome to AAU
Thank
Talks.
you very much.
Great.
Thank you very much.
All right. So we are happy to find you, or to see you, or to talk with you today as part of the coverage. Most importantly, talking about the place of theater studies or theater art in Africa's development, and critically in a dispensation where we seem to be shifting from the other subject, or let me say humanities, to science, technology, engineering, mathematics. What do you make of such drastic shift?
Well, I think that privileging one aspect of knowledge is missing the point. Because all aspects of knowledge are interrelated, and all of them are for the well-being of man.
Yes.
So there is no way you can sidetrack man, for which all this knowledge is all about. So it's a mistake we are making in Africa. To have a well-rounded man, somebody must have a little knowledge of arts, science, technology, politics, economy. In fact, in the classical period, all aspects of knowledge were studied under philosophy.
Yes.
That's why today you give somebody doctor of philosophy in law, doctor of philosophy in science and technology, doctor of philosophy in medicine, doctor of philosophy in theater arts and economics. So man is the center of everything.
Yes.
You cannot remove man. If you remove man, then all the pursuits of man will amount to nothing. I want to tell you that theater is a vibrant tool for both socio-economic, scientific, and even political advancements.
And the sustenance of society.
And sustenance of society. First and foremost, theater can be an instrument of socialization.
Yes.
There are new ideas you want to inculcate to the young. The most vibrant and express way of doing so is to employ the theater. Because theater is audio-visual.
Yes.
And we say experience is the best teacher. Theater involves role-playing. Whatever role you want the individual to play in society, you dramatize it so that people know exactly what you want them to do. So theater can be a means of economic empowerment. In Nigeria, for example, the largest employer of labor is the Nollywood. Here, you have theater directors, people directing films, you have people acting films, you have people engaged in costuming, in makeup, in design. So the theater and film studies have been able to employ millions of Nigerians, more than any other, even the science and technology. And it makes more money for the country than any other field. Any other field. Go and investigate it.
Prof, you are right. It's true.
So almost everybody is now rushing into the films, into film. People want to, apart from the fact that people want to see, people want to make money.
Yeah, if you want to be a celebrity, it's
true.
If
you want to be a celebrity. People want to have money. People want to be connected.
Prof, I think I agree with you. Even when the medical doctors would want to pass an information to the country, let's say there is a prevalence rate of a disease or something, they use theater.
Yeah, we have worked with some hospitals on AIDS. Yes. We have worked with some people in the Faculty of Agriculture who are interested in climate change. We have tried to use drama to show them the causes of climate change, the effects of climate change on humanity, and the mitigating strategies that can be adopted to ameliorate the effect of climate change.
Yes.
A colleague of mine has written a book that is all over the place. You can Google it. Wake Up Everyone. Wake Up Everyone. I have written a powerful article on that subject, which was published in a book, an international book that was edited by John Abing of the University of Netherlands and was published by the largest publishing company in the world, the Springer International.
Okay.
Under its subsidiary, Palgrave Macmillan. You can check it online. You can acquire the book from Amazon.
Okay.
So theater can be a means of, it can be an advocacy tool. You want to change the pattern of life of the people, you can use the theater to propagate it.
Yes.
It can be a means of social criticism. When there are certain uncharitable things that go on in society, you can use the theater to pinpoint it. In fact, in that way, theater is the custodian of the moral conscience of society.
And it's an effective way.
Very effective.
But Doc, getting on, we knowing, it's like we know the relevance of theater.
Yeah.
But yet we seem not to give it that kind of importance that it deserves. Even at the university level, if I should ask you, University of Nigeria, how much premium is given to the theater studies as compared to the other department, what will you be your...
Well, I don't know whether you're listening to me today when we're talking about the issue of collegiality in Nigerian universities. Yeah, I said that things are moving from bad to worse. In those days, there was democracy. Several opinions were canvassed, but today it's like
1%.
Something was coming down from the vice chancellor down to everybody. If you agree with him, okay. If you don't agree with him, that is your business. They do whatever thing they want to do. So, in my own university, for example, we have been so unfortunate that for a long time now, all the people that rule the university, they are all from the sciences. You have a vice chancellor who is from the science. You have the deputy vice chancellor administration who is from the science. You have the deputy vice chancellor academic, the other one administration, all of them from the sciences. Nobody is representing the interest of the humanities.
Sure.
Nobody is representing the interest of the Faculty of Education. Nobody is representing the interest of the Faculty of Law in the highest decision-making body of the university. That's the reason many of these courses that have fundamental roles to play are not highlighted in the development agenda of the universities. And let me tell you, but that notwithstanding, whenever the university wants to showcase itself, especially during the convocation, where so many people will visit the university, the theater will always play a cardinal role. There must always be a drama night. Why? Because we showcase what we have. We can, in fact, theater is very transformative. And if we place much premium on it in terms of policy making decision, at the highest level, then the theater will play the role it's supposed to play. But in spite of all the noises they are making about science and technology, they have not been able to produce anything in the continent. The only person that has won a Nobel Prize in Nigeria, for example, is a theater artist. Nobel Prize. The most important scholar or creative person in Africa is Chinua Achebe. Anywhere you go, they talk about Chinua Achebe. I don't know about any scientist in the continent that talk about the way they talk about him. So the problem we have is just about the people at the level of decision making. If they try to balance it, everything will be balanced.
But why don't we have people from the humanities and also even from theater art also climbing to that level?
Okay.
Because there is that perception or misconception, I call it a myth, that those who are academically brilliant do not find themselves in the theater. Then let me give you a classical example. When universities are recruiting, they normally, when the student doesn't meet the sciences, then they give them the second choice, which is a bad thing. I don't know what you...
Well, they don't do it in my university. They make admission according to the first course of preference.
Yes, and when you don't get it?
And no, if you don't get it, then there is what they call supplementary admission, where they advertise courses that are available.
Okay.
So if you can get there today, you can't even take everybody that applies to study theater. But you see, one problem we have in Africa is that scholarship has got mixed up with politics. For example, in the selection of vice chancellors, politics has a fundamental role to play.
All right.
Anyone they want to be there, they will build the criteria for selection around him. They will share money to governing councils to vote the person they want. They will give the idea that they want to do that is democratic, that people are going to select. But they will build the criteria around the person they want, and they give people money to vote the person. People need money in Africa. People are poor. So anything that doesn't give people money, they don't pursue it. People are pursuing theater arts today because it's one of the highest earning profession in the country. In fact, they say after Hollywood, Bollywood, the next is the Nollywood of Nigeria. All over the place, they are shooting, they are editing films and all that, all over the country. So the idea of not paying attention, like I've said, is political. Once you get connected with politician or with a money bag, you have your way. It doesn't mean that the person they elect as vice chancellors, the people they elect as vice chancellors are always the best. And you see, the university community is not involved in selection of the vice chancellor. It's a group of people that can easily be bought over. So, but what I pray, for example, is that, for example, we have just gotten a new vice chancellor. And my prayer for him is that God will give him ideas and the resources to transform the university. You get the point?
Yes, I do.
That's the prayer I offer for him. But sometimes you discover that these people will be, because they have been put in place by politicians, certain amount of money must have been spent. There must be a way of recouping the money.
Wonderful. So,
and that is why sometimes what they're supposed to know, and they know they know they could do that, they don't do. They never come to do it.
Okay. Prof, we'll come back to you again, and when we come, we'll be asking you how we will be able to get our young people fall in love with theater art and pursue it even to the highest level, just as you have. Viewers, you are still watching AAU TV, and this is a special edition coming to you from University of Ibadan. We are spending time with Dr. Norbert Oyibo Eze, and he is from the Theater Art Department of University of Nigeria in Nsukka. We'll go for a short break. Stay tuned.
Are you a fresh graduate from senior high school or a mature applicant? Thinking of a university to enroll in Ghana? Is it possible to get a university of high moral and discipline standard? Then look no further than the Presbyterian University College Ghana, where we believe in holistic education. We train the head, heart, and hands. We are a Christian university accredited by the National Accreditation Board Ghana and affiliated to the University of Ghana, Legon, KNUST, and University of Cape Coast. We offer instant employable programs such as physician assistantship, nursing, mathematics, rural and community development, environmental and natural resource management, business administration, social studies, business studies, information and communication technology, business economics, agribusiness, with experienced, innovative and disciplined lecturers to take care of students' needs in a conducive environment. Our campuses are located at Okuru Abetifi, Ekriapem Ekropong, Asante Achin, Tema, and Kumasi. Wondering how to apply to the school? It's simple. You should have an entry requirement of WASI A1 to C6, SSSCE A to D, HND holder, GBC, and ABC holder. Mature applicants should be 25 years and above. Apply by purchasing an e-voucher at 100 Ghana cedi from the following banks: Agricultural Development Bank, GCB Bank, EcoBank, HFC Bank, Prudential Bank, Unibank, Universal Merchant Bank, and Fidelity. Buy forms using Visa or MTN mobile money by visiting the school's website at www.presbyuniversity.edu.gh. Application forms may also be obtained at all college campuses, the Presbyterian Church of Ghana Head Office, Osukoku Hill, and all PCG offices throughout the country. Now you can walk confidently in the job market thanks to Presbyterian University College Ghana. Call us or visit our website for more info.
Welcome back from the break, and you are still watching AAU Talks on AAU TV, and a special edition coming to you from University of Ibadan, where AAU TV is the official media of PASGA, and that is Partnership for African Social and Governance Research, and we are having a pedagogical leadership training in Africa. So, Doc, let me get back to you again.
Thank you.
And the issue has to do with the fact that young people, or let me even go straight, how will we get young people fall in love with theater and feel very confident that I'm pursuing theater arts in the university, and then even go to the extent of moving from the first degree to the master's degree to the PhD level, just as you have?
Young people, I want to tell you the facts. Have already shown interest. We have so many young doctors in theater in my department.
Okay.
For example, when I was HOD, I was able to engage 5 young academics. And even after I had handed over, some new more young people were also engaged in the department. Some have completed their PhD, some are still in the process of completing their PhD. So young people are getting involved, both in theater scholarship and in theater practice.
Okay. All right. So, Doc, again, what role has talent got to play in pursuing theater studies? Because, for example, if you cannot dance and then you are given music and dance as a program in the university, then automatically you are just learning it, but that is, you don't have any talent and you in it, and therefore your ability to do better is limited.
Thank you very much. Talent occupies a very high place, in theater studies. In fact, theater is a creative discipline.
Exactly.
You must be talented. You must be gifted.
So does that mean that we have very few gifted and talented people?
Well, I don't think so. There are so many gifted individuals, talented individuals. We come across them on a daily basis.
Okay.
There are those who think they can acquire it, like that. There is a bit of talent. There is also a bit of coaching.
Coaching, yeah.
The idea of coaching is to enable people acquire
The best
theatrical,
skills.
yes, the best skills, theatrical sensibilities, what you do and what you ought not to do, the methodologies.
Yes.
But the talented ones they have that innate gift from God. So what they need is just to hone it,
To polish
to
it.
sharpen it, to polish it. There are so many of them. Those who are gifted in creating plays, writing screenplays. There are those who are created in making costumes. There are those who are talented in directing plays on stage or in directing the screenplay. There are those who are interested who are gifted in building the environment.
Yes.
Because every player must have a setting. There are those who are interested in scenography. They are talented already.
Okay.
So they come there, they follow their. You know, one thing about talent in theater, it is multifaceted. Theater talent is multifaceted. Some people are talented to create plays. Some are talented to act it. Some are talented to design the environment. Some are talented to make costumes. Some are talented to make. Some are talented dancers.
Okay, so Prof, on a scale of 1 to 100, what would be the percentage for talent in theater?
Yes, I think it's 50-50.
50-50, okay.
I think it's 50-50.
Okay, so if
Any
I don't possess any talent in singing or acting or music, and I come to your department, will I come out of the 4-year studies as someone who will be able to function?
Thank you. This is very important. Apart from theater practice, we have theory, theoretical studies. Maybe that person may go into that direction. You know, if the person is knowledgeable, the person can develop himself to become a teacher.
Okay.
You know, the person can learn how to publish. He can do so many things.
Okay.
You know, apart from getting involved in direct practice.
Okay.
Yes.
So then that takes us to our next question. What are the disciplines? You know, maybe when we talk about theater, those of us who are not in your field, we limit it to maybe acting. And what are the disciplines in theater?
Like I've said, in theater, you have playwriting.
Okay.
Like you have Shakespeare's Macbeth, written by Shakespeare.
Yes.
Are you from where?
I'm from Ghana.
From Ghana, I think there was one Owusu, Martin Owusu.
Okay.
I think he was a playwright. And
Amata Edu.
Amata Edo, who wrote is it Anowa?
Anowa, yes.
Anowa, yes. And I don't know whether Sutherland is from Ghana too.
Who?
Sutherland. But I know Amata Edo is from Ghana, has very successful playwrights. Then we have directing. Directing has to do with, you know, interpreting the script on stage.
Absolutely.
Using the actors and all the other paraphernalia of theater, like the lighting, the dancers, the camera, everything, you know. Then you have the actors. The actors, you know, there's no drama without the actors.
Yes.
The actors actually embody dramatic experiences. So there are people who develop along the line of acting. Then there are people who develop in the line of scenography. Scenography has to do with the idea of creating environment for dramatic production. And there are different aspects. You have the scenic aspect that deals with the construction of the environment using something like wood or flats and things like that. We have the lighting people, those who actually use light to interpret the play as they go.
Okay.
You have gone to the theater, you see the effect of lighting.
Then the sound
they
people.
can use it. You have the sound people. Then you have the dancers, choreographers who choreograph the dance on stage. People train along that line. Then you have costume and makeup. Those people train along that line. Then you have the theater scholar, who is interested in theoretical knowledge.
So, Professor, which area is your expertise?
Well, my major, I'm a theater scholar.
Okay.
Because my major interest is on dramatic theory and criticism through dramatic literature. Okay. But also pay attention to theater history. Then playwriting, directing. Okay. I have flair for this aspect of the theater.
Then you're a genius.
No, actually, well, I will not say that I'm a genius, but I am doing my best. But actually, I have written 2 books for the National Open University of Nigeria. Okay. The one deals with theater workshop, where I discuss the various aspects of theater. The other one deals with theme in English drama, where I have to study the theater of England and the English people, including the Irish, from the 16th century up to the present time.
All right. So our time is up, but I have two questions. I don't know whether I can make it two in one.
Okay.
One has to do with that, from the colonial era to even post-independence, the theaters were always full.
Yeah.
I mean, in Ghana, the theaters were full. In Nigeria, I believe so. Yes. But currently, our theaters are empty. And we seem not to know where the challenge is. And how will we be using ICT or technology to reinvent or redo the things that we do in theater to reach out to the same constituent and make the relevance that we have to?
Well, one, the theaters are empty now, not because people don't want to go to the theater. We have to get the point right. The theaters are empty because of two reasons. Number one is insecurity.
Okay.
There is insecurity all over the place. And that makes it impossible for people to come out in the night. They are not even safe in the day, not to talk of them coming out in the night.
Okay.
The second one, which is prevalent, is poverty. There is great poverty in Africa. If it were in advanced world that we are doing this kind of trading we do, what they will serve is buffet, where you have the right to eat whatever thing you want to eat. But you can see there are rationing food here because of poverty. Then, of course, we have been involving the use of science and technology. That's why we have the film.
Yes.
So another way of enjoying the theater, other than going to the theater, physical theater, is to enjoy it
the film in
through
your
the
home.
film.
Okay.
Or even through the social media.
Okay.
We have social media theater all over the place.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's there. If you go to YouTube, you see them. So we are not thinking about how to engage science and technology. We are already making use of it
and using it.
Yes.
All right. Look, it's been a wonderful interview.
Thank you very much.
I've learned a lot, and I think my interest in the theater is really getting higher because of the interaction that we had with you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Viewers, we have been so much privileged speaking to Dr. Norbert Oyibo Eze, and he has really inspired us very well with the role or the place of theater in Africa's development. Continue watching AAU TV, continue watching AAU Talks,